Hey gang, it's been a while. Sorry for the absence. Been very busy with a lot of things. So let's get right to it. The machine shop that I was going to try to use is now closed. When I got there, the gentleman who had run it for a number of years finally gave up. His health was kind of on the outs. Gave me a number of another shop to go to. So I called that number, left a message, and then when I didn't hear anything back, I immediately went over to that part of town and started to look for this place. It wasn't in the yellow pages online, so I was very curious. There was one in another town on another part of our state. Turns out he also had closed right over here and moved back up to that part of the state, which left only one machine shop in this entire, I don't know, from the Potomac River all the way probably down to Fredericksburg and back over to the valley. And the guy was slammed, and you would expect that. Now, this is not an automotive machine shop. It's a CNC machine shop where they handle custom stuff, and they actually do production work. If you've never been to a CNC machine shop, I suggest you try and visit it sometime and see what kind of work they do. So my request was really small potatoes to those guys, and their prices reflect that. And so in working with Just Mopar Joe, I told Joe, I said, look, I'm going to go back up there and just get this piece of aluminum, and I'm going to hack it myself. So like an entry level, a decent entry level metal bandsaw costs a lot of money, and I don't do enough work to justify that with that kind of material. So I'm just going to go ahead, for the sake of saying that the metal just doesn't cost that much in front of these other expenses, cut this up myself. Now, that said, that gave Joe some time to make some, what I consider to be very important temperature readings inside of the engine compartment. And the reason why I say that is because this particular design that I have in mind is to help cool off the spacer and try to keep things evenly dispersed heat-wise. And I'm glad I waited before cutting this out, because it has changed my mind as to how I'm going to make this. If you watch his video, and I'll try to put a link to it in this one, you'll see that as he's measuring the temperature in the front of the engine, it's cooler than in the back of the engine. And strangely enough, even the fuel line was considerably warmer on the back bowl than it was on the front bowl. And obviously the air that's coming in the front of the engine, through the radiator and underneath the front of the car, is keeping everything much cooler. And it was even on a 100-degree day. And that also has a little bit to do, that's my understanding of the fuel. So you got to watch the fuel and the specific gravity of the fuel. The lighter the fuel, the faster it's going to expand. And if it expands too fast, and it's got a longer way to go down to get into the cylinders, then it may be, you may be robbing yourself of some power. But another part of this problem is, why is that so cool up front and hot in the back? So we're going to try to deal with that. Hopefully I can help out anyway. Joe's a very smart guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I don't want to try to mix things up too badly for him, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to change that little design you saw in my last video to give more meat to the back end, and there's a reason why, you'll see it. And I'm going to completely delete the cooling fins I was going to have on the front. The front doesn't need any more cooling. It's in the back that we need to do some more cooling. So let me do some of this work today, just do some cutting, and we'll just keep on going. I hear that tractor. That means work. Bye. Nice even speed.
Nice, even speed.
Alright, so let's do a little check in here. And I know I got to go all the way through this, but really just giving myself a good idea about time. Let's see what we're doing here. So that's getting about, oh, let's see what it is. Almost a quarter inch an hour. It's nice and slow, but you know what? I don't want to make any mistakes because I'm only buying one piece of aluminum. And what the hell? It is what it is, and I'm getting away with murder on this thing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.